Sorry, I'm still coughing right now, but let me start off my camera real quick. I'll see if it's still working. Man, guys, why is it so difficult? I'm seriously hoping this month wouldn't be more very disastrous, especially after the recent Selen situation, the graduations and all that stuff. But this is much worse with my VT getting a part of my VT getting involved. But here we are. Hold on, I'm gonna deal with my responsibilities for a minute. I'll get back to you real quick. And once we're all done with that, I'm going to show myself and start as is. But, and I'll explain what I can before that. Just give me a minute here. I am seriously gonna. Anyways. Okay. Hold on, gotta deal with the cats. Gotta feed them real quick. Love you, Duyaska. Just be quiet for a minute, please. Sorry. I had to hydrate and then do responsibilities. That's the purpose of my own right now. But aside from that, I'll show myself. Hi, it's me, your one and only. But let's focus on that later. But like, okay. I'm gonna say it properly, and before I continue on just with the discussion, I would like to politely ask to each and every one of you to please refrain from contacting either Fluffy or Akate. Those two. Refrain from contacting anyone, as stated in both of the documents that I will be reading through. Uh, they have asked to refrain from contacting both of them about these situations, and respectfully, please give them some space. And this will involve sensitive topics, so for your discretion, please listen with caution, as I do not want people to feel uncomfortable and all that stuff. I wouldn't want that to happen. It's not good. So aside from all that, I guess I'm ready to talk about what's going on within the situation and all that stuff. So, as you may have guessed, just this just earlier, a few hours ago, a Malaysian VTuber that goes by the name of Fluffy Gem, released a statement regarding GenZ.net, a company where actually I don't know much about the company, but I do know that there's a talent named Genzo. And that's as much. I cannot introduce properly. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'll show what I mean by that. I'll go to. Okay. Oh no. Why am I disappearing? This is not fair. Okay. Let's ignore the scuff because this is serious right now and I want this to stay as serious. But yeah, this is Fluffy's statement with Gen Z.net, and I would like to read out the docs, and then later on, Gen Z's president Akate Ryuki decided to do a response with that document, and I will be reading both of them thoroughly, uh, slowly, and carefully as best as I can so that I don't miss out any of the crucial information from both of them. I'm I'm gonna remove that, don't worry. But okay. Again, please do not contact either Fluffy or Akate regarding this situation. And most likely, you please give Fluffy some space and support if needed. Wish her the best of luck and wish her good wills with everything. Uh, and all that stuff. Yeah. So let's read the situation regarding from Fluffy from Fluffy Gem. Okay. Hello, Fluffy Gem here. I would like to apologize to those involved or mentioned in this document. It is a very long document, but I hope everything is clear enough and understandable to all about the whole situation. This will be yes, but yeah. Okay. Remember to read these disclaimers and all that stuff, which I will say right here. Please do not contact Fluffy Gem regarding this matter. She doesn't want anything to do with this anymore. This document serves to tie any loose ends and to clear things up, which Akate promised to do. This may contain manipulation tactics, and please do not contact anyone who is mentioned or involved in the context of this document. And there may be some screenshot blurred or cropped, as some individuals were mentioned to protect them and crop parts that were not related. I'm gonna stop reading for a moment and tell you, god damn, that is a big list of table of content. So we're gonna have a long time checking each and every topic so far. So this may take a while to understand each and every one of them, and I'll have to read them accordingly. And I'll try my best to read this slowly so that you guys can understand about what's going on. Sorry. I'm so sorry if I sound a little raspy and a little slower. I just hydrated while also having the cursed ability to, cough, so this may happen. So please excuse me in advance, okay? So let's start with a little introduction. This document serves to explain the origin of Gen Z.net, management methods, manipulative behavior, and how involved parties are being exploited. Now, it starts off with a simple part. Who is Akate Ryuki? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't want to mispronounce things. I hate that. Okay, so about Akate Ryuki. He was once a VTuber who then graduated and is now the Gen Z.net CEO or president and is the former talent manager of Fluffy Jam and still the current talent manager of Genzu. Fluffy Jam being known as the ex-Celzara talent. Sorry, give me a minute. Sorry, something went wrong, but let's continue. I'll do a short little recap. Okay, so let's. So where was I? I was at this part regarding who Akata Ryuki is. Now, let's see the creation of the corporation Genzi.net. This was established to support Habako Gensu, who was supposed to be somewhat related to Akate before. And then later on, he has stated to have changed his focus to instead be for helping people, such as communities or VTubers in general. The event timeline has been shown by Fluffy herself, so you are free to check the timeline for a minute. I can screenshot it right here so that you'll understand this one as I read through the documents and all that stuff. Let me just do that real quick. Display image. Just save that. I'll try to make this short and serious. I'm not gonna say anything about the follows, but yeah, this is serious, so I'll thank them later, cause we're gonna be really serious right now. So where was I? Uh, okay. I'm not sure what's worse if I can't figure out how to do all of this or not. But here is your event timelines. I'm gonna put them right here. For your benefit, I'm gonna put it right around here. Not sure if you can see, but just tell me if you can't see. I'll try to extend it as best as I can. Okay, so here's the first event, which is grooming and minor interaction. So this says back when Fluffy Gem began streaming as a VTuber, she was still a minor. From her early days starting out on VTubing, she has been helping GenZ.net with their events, among other things, behind the scene, which is what led her to be invited to join GenZ.net and debut under the direct management of Akate. Throughout the early conversations held with Akate, Gem had voiced that she was still a minor at that time and that she didn't want to cause a scandal within the corporation. Despite Gem's warnings and reluctance at first, Akate then still continued with the interaction and persisted with the plan to get her officially on board, even stating that he will look to find a loophole. Loophole? I'm not sure why he said loophole. Fluffy then entered GenC.net as a soft opening without any parental or guardian agreement. Her debut was postponed by a number of months due to her still being a minor, and both parties agreed to move the debut to December as to avoid any negative backlash from the public should her age become known. Further conversations of the show can be found here as linked by the right here. So let's read each and every conversation one by one. Manager-san, you are not under GenZ.net though. So sad if you want to. I belong nowhere. I'm very indie. I don't know, to be honest. Oh yeah. Should I go alone or stay with organization? I mean, if you can stay with GenZ.net, not like we are able to provide many things cause still starting. Even I become 18, I still become 17. You are breaking agency rules, never hire a minor. My whole community will kill me. Heish, let me reread it again. Find loophole. Alright, read it. Yep, this is true. Yeah. No loot that up or I throw a rock at you. And this one can be concerning. Especially, this can be a bit concerning for some, especially with the recent, like few months ago, Akio Airs debuted with Nofi, who is a minor by the time that they debuted, or at least announced their debut, with their intro being suggestive and all that stuff. The difference between Gen Z is that and Akio Air is that Akio Air is more focused on the lewd kind of stuff, and Gen Z is just an agency. So, but still, though, it may seem concerning for some, especially if they're gonna hold guard with that. So I cannot blame exactly everyone with their concerns when you first see them at glance. So the next one is debut solo and presentation segments. Now, a little disclaimer for this one is that this part is not focused purely on copying the parts of the debut, but more on how Akate handled the situation. Following the initial confrontation with management, which felt unsatisfied with the response as it is appeared that the concern from Jem had been dismissed, Jem approached Habako Genzu directly and told her about her opinion on this matter and her feelings regarding Genzu's debut. Instead of responding to Jem directly regarding her messages to find a mutual ground to move forward, Genzu had approached management. The following shows the resolution. Oh my. The following shows the resolution, which doesn't actually address the concerns nor lay grounds for either talent that includes not copying each other without permission in the future. They instead guilted Jem for making the matter worse. The problem dragged on longer due to Jem and Genzu not being able to come to an agreement that allows both talents to proceed with confidence, where they will mutually agree and understand that the other talent won't actively copy the other without at least being able to discuss the intention first. It's fair to have taken the actions which Jem did by taking this into her own hands to start the conversation for a positive resolution between talents. The problem was that the issue was never directly addressed, hence why the closing resolution, implied from management, was to not fix the issue, but instead to guilt Jem for having voiced her dislike of being copied. When reading this can be very, very concerning, especially when a management attempts to guilt their talent for trying to address a problem, which is very questionable for some, considering that it will sound a little more biased. Now, it is understandable for Jem to feel the need to justify herself and keep coming back to talk about this matter again, as she felt that it was not properly addressed, but instead of actually solving the issue. He turned the problem to an exemplary situation of a famous VTuber whom she respects and betting she wouldn't have taken the same action. In Jem's position, she doesn't mind if other streamers reuse assets, jokes, or similar. Ah, wait, is my mic working? Okay. Let's hope it works properly, or else I'm not gonna talk properly again. I don't want this to suddenly break. I'm trying to communicate with this, but I'm trying to make sure it doesn't look awful. Now, where was I? It was also unfair to make out that Jem is the palm for having this feeling. In turn, for her then to be made out that her feelings on this are invalid and then ignoring to properly address the issue. In turn, not meeting the needs of the talents, leaving her feeling uneasy. Note, Fluffy Gem debuted under Telzara Wave 1 on the 19th of December 2023, and Habako Genzu debuted on the 20th of December 2023. 2 days after her debut, Jim confronted the management team about the matter of debut ideas being used by another talent, Habako Gensu, but she got shut down with words such as, "She looked up to you, she's still small, need more time to learn. Just as small matters don't escalate it to a drama instead." Conversation was only between Jem and Akata since Gensu had not been included for this talk about the situation, resulting in this discussion being only one-sided, where Akata was supporting Gensu's position while arguing against Jem. Akata instead chooses not to have this discussion with Gensu with the explanation of trying to keep drama out by ignoring the resolved concern on his talent. Being one-sided on your talents as a talent manager is pretty bad, pretty terrible. You need to at least listen to their side of their situation before you brashly decide on that stuff. And yeah, got a copyright claim, Fox, for using me ideas. I became Roti jumping. She became Roti, Fox. Why? The direction position all same. I thought she will do some other stuff. Maybe sing What Does the Fox Say. I sound selfish here, damn. I wanna help Gen mates not be too selfish, but being too kind, people will take advantage. I'm willing to share and help, but I feel like I am just a tool and stepping stone. I understand it's small matters. She looked up to you, said Agate. I understand. SMH, whatever, I guess. Gotta prepare for tonight meeting. I understand she looked up to me. I am willing to provide something else that match her well. Good luck. I apologize for the small matter and hurt her feelings. I didn't tell her though, trying to keep drama out. If small matter become big, ggzenz.net. Kinda funny that saying that, just telling Genzu about taking either copying or at best mildly being inspired. No, not severely, if not, and like heavily being inspired by Fluffy's debut, would turn big and be like, yeah, the company is over. Sounds like a red flag to me. There are some examples that Fluffy herself had provided, such as the VTuber info card as part of their self-introduction, as it is straightforward to follow and visual aids are always appealing. For a little laugh, she had used stretch and plan can't even check my own voice anymore. This is so unfair. I hate this. I hate. Was I talking with a squeaky voice this whole damn time? You gotta be joking. Well, I'm sorry if it sounds like a joke, but I swear I'm trying to be serious here. I promise. Okay, let me monitor myself just in case. Ah, okay. It should be good. So, I'll probably double hear myself, but it's for the good. So, about this, I know one of them is confirmed to be a minor. So, when I'm circling, the bunny, that's one of them. Who is a minor? So, what? This is one of the main concerns I had about this to begin with, because as I said before, some are minors, some are married, and all that stuff. Some don't like appreciate being smashed or pass, and yeah, that's all that stuff. I'll focus on that later. I'm interested to see if any of them gonna approach me or the fox, or will they just complain and never come forward. The best way to resolve an issue is to settle it together, not posting it on the net. Well, it's best if you post apology letter. Imagine it burned to me. You have to apologize after all. Yes, you can stay silent for a bit, but for too long, it's like you just escape it. Word advice: do not escape on things. It's not healthy. It's not gonna help you in the long run. It's gonna make you look guilty. And that's it. Okay, I'll get one ready just in case. I'm very laid back. Show you private divide. All that stuff here. This one argues much about it. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hold on. I think the main concern so far, the concerning message is this one. Because they are arguing about using intellectual property without consent, but they handed it to public property once they joined the family photo. Which is a major concern. Just because you sent your PNG to that project does not mean you give up your rights to be used for public property. That's not how copyright works when it comes to group projects. That's not how copyright works at all. I'm pretty sure just because you sent your PNG does not mean that you lose your rights for the photos. Does not mean you can't protect yourself from that stuff and all that. And that's about the main concern. That's what I can say. And Akate kept trying to doubling down by trying to fight it, because the TOS is in the family photo. But regardless, it sh- it regardless, it is a major concern to include that kind of TOS in a vague way by saying it's public property. The family photo is public property, but regardless, you should not use it in a sexual kind of content, especially with Smash or Pass, because it's the main concern. There's so much to look here. I do think Fox is playing by the TOS rules, but to really understand individually, especially 1K people, which the problem is, why why would you make it in the first place if you don't want to like add like about you know 1,000 VTubers? If you don't want to DM them, why make it in the first place? That's the main concern. What is the point? of trying to fight back if you are clearly doing it with ill intentions. I'm not sure what to tell you, but that sounds kind of concerning. I don't appreciate it when you try doing it this way, but here we are. Here we are. We stick to whatever the hell is going on with Akate and all that stuff. We already have an apology letter and unlisted. No, it's not unlisted. It's privated because I can't access it either to the original link. Before Akate is trying to say that he's not siding with Genzu, and he's trying to do damage control. But Fluffy has raised suspicions, as she has stated that last time he was the one siding Gensu so much, which is a main concern, as it also shows a kind of a personality that Akate has with his talents, showing that he is more biased with Gensu than with Fluffy and all that stuff. So it's not always equal, which ruins the purpose of trying to help others in that regard. Well, not the original regard where it's meant for Gensu, but still. Fluffy also confronted Akate about not considering the feelings of the other talents and to not solve it steadily. They try. She told Akate the best way to talk to that is about to talk about the talent, to take breaks so that the burns can cool down. Now this is the second time. Gensu didn't ask for consent again. How is she gonna handle it? What if people actually start DMing her about it? And then Akate replied an apology letter. And Fluffy fought back with, not everything can be solved with an apology letter. Which is true. This is true. You can't just solve a disaster with like, guys, I'm so sorry. This will never. I'm so sorry for this matchup as fiasco. Like, it's not gonna work that way. Actions speak more than words. People notice. A letter ain't gonna do much unless you show signs of change. And then Nakate said the worst thing is that saying is that Jen has a plot armor, alias that somehow works in their favor. And he said that they can't stay mad if the one involved is the number one VTuber supporter. Which, huh? He's using Alia as a meat shield, but instead of physical attacks, it's like mental attacks. Like he's using Alia as some kind of defense by saying like they can't stay mad if Alia is involved in it because she's like the biggest Malaysian VTuber supporter. Like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, and you should know that. During that time, we don't know much about it, but even then, Fluffy was still pissed with that statement because she then replied with, "Wow, using Alia as armor now, huh?" So she's like an armor to you guys, not a friend, not someone that supports you. Even you are being used as a shield that Jensen would just come and cry over when there is problems. I said think of a different perspective. That's what people are lacking. I got you. And then Fluffy tried to tell Akate to please teach Gensu on how to handle stuff better. And Akate fought back with like we're trying our best to handle it. She's still small. She has so much to learn, and she doesn't spend that much time with people. She needs to learn to ask. and then and then Fluffy fought back with don't use being small as an excuse, as it is the same as working, and then said that Akate has failed to teach Genzu regarding on how to ask. And then, like, okay, that's not like you are teacher or what, but from each situation we learn. I acknowledge each and everyone's strengths and weaknesses. She is wrong, there's that. I will have to teach her. Say sorry, it's okay to apologize. Don't hide and run from it. And that's all. Let's continue with that later. Okay, Jem was not involved in the Smash or Pass stream nor informed about the event until the Twitter post was released publicly. That post somehow failed to mention Drop PNG Pillow, while the previous theme for the male VTuber tier list post did. Here, by the way, that should give you a nice little reference. Hmm? Hmm? And then here's the terms of services about the family photo. And it's mentioned a lot. It said one is allowed to print this at your own leisure and displays whatever you please or use it to spread the name of my VT. But you are not allowed to do the following. Make any edits to the picture, especially in mocking or in derogatory fashion. Claim this piece as an original work, commercialize it, and all that stuff. And Nakata tried to fight back, saying TOS didn't specify individual property, though it does not say anything to deny other people the right to use the character's image. This, however, leaves the moral issue of still allowing people to take and use that character without permission of the owner's consent. There's a lot of problems right there, if you ask me. And then comes to the departure. Jem decided to quit as a partner from Gen Z.net, sell Zara, and continue her streaming career as an indie VTuber. The letter agreement is as shown. Mr. Akata Ryuki, President slash Chief Executive Officer. Greetings of Jem. This letter of agreement summarizes. This is the contract, by the way. This letter of agreement summarizes the agreement that we have reached on becoming a VTuber talent under Gen Z Virtual Entertainment Group after our meeting. Prior negotiations took place on Discord and WhatsApp. If this agreement is acceptable for you, please sign below the designated space for your signature. We have agreed as the following. This agreement is effective beginning the 1st of December 2023 and ends of May 2024, where the talent will begin their activity formally under Gen Z Virtual Entertainment Group. Gen Z Virtual Entertainment Group reserves the right to renew or terminate the agreement with or without the consent of the VTuber talent under the approval of the president. They must be able to perform. The talent must be able to perform a minimum of 3 streams per week, unless if they're experiencing health and or environmental problems. The talent must inform their talent messengers for absences and hiatus to allow Gen Z Virtual Entertainment Group preparing a white letter public statement. They must inform the talent manager for joint collaborations to allow Gen Z Entertainment Group to perform a general background check as well as accepting or rejecting the proposed collaboration. The talent must contribute 20% of their savings monthly via streams and content creation. Should there be no withdrawal within the month, a 3-month average earnings will be calculated and contributions will be based on the average. Half of the merchandise profits will be given towards salads under the condition of the factory's price being fulfilled. This is your standard contract, by the way, so it's based on odd, but it is what it is. And there's that. And then here's the 1-month notice and 1-month trial. Fluffy Gem has attempted to resign from the position, but Akata stated that based on the content she signed, she would need to wait for 1 month as written in the Zalzara letter of agreement, shown right here. As shown on rules 1 to 7, I don't think there's a mention of the 1 month notice or trial and all that stuff. It's not. This one. Okay. She would need to wait for 1 month as written in the Zalzara letter of agreement. It was not actually written, but was supposedly automatically implied that a 1 month trial would need to be completed for a talent could look to leave the company. There was no condition included which resembled a 1 month forced trial. However, Akata assumed that it was printed within the contract. After he had then checked the contract, he then insisted that it was a base understanding that a talent would remain for a month after signing. Akate that since Gem has signed the contract, they would be required to anyway. Double checking and then assisting that he did print that part out and told her that it's required to stay there for a month. It raises a lot of concerns as a company because that sounds forced and all that stuff. So this was the hardest part. With this in mind, a 1 month notice before quitting and 1 month trial in the role are two different things, and even if the contract was signed between the two parties, a sudden change without consent by forcefully editing would not be allowed, especially to break the rules by changing them just to keep someone attached to the agreement. It's a hard time for her to, whilst working through this. She had to refer to multiple trusted parties to confirm that it would be safe for her to quit the company without any legal issues. And then the NDA. There was no NDA agreement included or provided alongside the initial contract. However, after leaving the company and wanting to talk about her experience, she felt like it was not safe for her to tell people about the inner workings, expose the truth about what happened to her during her time with Celzara and under the management of Akate. She said she was told that her image and reputation would be ruined if she were to leak the details regarding the issues stated in this document, basically telling her that if she whistleblow's the information, they will be ruining the image and reputation in some capacity. Now, after 12 days after Gem departed from Zalzara, there's the next one which can shock some others. This is this event may shock others, and this is Habaka Gensu identity confrontation. Gem has been having suspicions regarding the identity of Habaka Gensu for months throughout her interactions with them, in which resulted in her from confronting Akata to confirm the identity of Habaka Gensu. He then admitted to her that he was actually Habaka Gensu, but also stated that this was before and during February 2023, and that in March 2023, allegedly, the account was taken over by someone directly related to him. Doubting the idea that the identity of Abako Gensu was a different human behind the model, she had requested to provide proof about the current owner and their existence privately. However, Akata refused to provide any proof about Gensu, which has not proven their identity to be anyone other than Akate, since he had used the fear of doxing as a reason to not reveal the true identity of Abako Gensu. The conversation is here. Is Gensu equals Akate? Nah, I ain't gonna be that kind of agency. Yeah, totally not. I see you heard the rumors too. Until this is still me. Okay. So allegedly, Gensu was Akate all the way until February of 2023. Gensu is still herself, apparently, from March and onwards. And he can't prove it because it would be considered doxing a talent. But yeah, it's kind of scary. The facts when she online and you not, and you online, she not is scary. She's saying that if Akata is online, Gensu isn't online, and vice versa. And then Akata fought back. If both of us online, then how? I know what you do. That's normal. Hello, that like docs. You saw that all that stuff. And then Akata said that they can't do Little Company with Fluffy, Gensu, and Akate because Akate and Gensu are sharing the Steam account. And Akate planned to share it because he didn't think he was gonna use it. But he also thought of having a Steam account accessible to talents under the group to play games they might not have. There are cases tactics regarding manipulation, and all that stuff. In this section, Fluffy has shared some documents of conversations where she felt, in retrospect, after reading their messages again, that she had been manipulated. This is not an act of accusation, but rather my perspective regarding this matter. I am here to simply lay evidence to convey how I had felt by showing some of her screenshots. It's not all, but a few cases, as I do not wish to post my full transcript of my message history within this segment. There will be more screenshots if you wish to read more about the end of the document later. Here are multiple cases of manipulation. 10 cases in particular from Fluffy herself. Some of it is related to the situation within this event from Genzo, where some of the parts were heavily referenced. That's case 1. And then trying to say the same, trying to say that Fluffy is talking about others in her streams, which is case 2. And then trying to hide Jensen's identity by trying to put doxing as the reason. That's case 3. Case 4 is the same thing as I said earlier. Case 5 is Akate trying to say that this will affect Fluffy's image. And then case 6 is like Akate mentioning that he got dogs, death threats, and all that stuff, and Santa coming to his residence for these 2 weeks. Regardless of that, though, I don't think anyone should send death threats or dogs or send anyone over to someone's residency, as it is bad. But using that as a way to manipulate is not is not is not appropriate, especially when Fluffy was still a minor. At least when she started VTubing, allegedly, just based by the document reading. Let's see. What else can I talk about? There's a lot of cases. And then, the common characteristics of manipulative behavior just includes the following: deception, guilt tripping, emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and so much. And then there's straw manning. It's when someone represents or distorts your arguments to make it easier to criticize. Instead of addressing the real points, they distort the argument, attack that, then claim that they beat the original argument. This one is trying to use. This one's like they're shifting and simplifying facts to make it easier to defeat for whatever reason, which should not help. And then there's catfishing and selective disclosure. Is when a person takes information and images, typically from other people, and uses them to create a new identity for themselves. Fear-mongering is trying to... Cases of fear-mongering is case 5. As his attempt to say that it's gonna affect her image, and is more solidified when mentioning that Alia is involved with the stream, which can solidify case 5. Strawman is applied with some of the arguments from case 1 all the way to 4, 7 to 10, all that stuff. Guilt tripping is more possibly known on case 9. Gaslighting. I'm sure you all know this. Similarly with case 9 and case 10, all that stuff. And the closing statement from Fluffy herself is providing insight regarding her experience interacting with Akate of GenZ.net as a previous member of Celzada generation. She has felt that she has been treated wrong and taken advantage of, which is why she came forward to present this document. She has not included anyone else within the doc as to not cause further drama or problems for anyone who does not wish to be involved. However, that is up to those affected once by Akate. Do not contact Fluffy or anyone that is involved with this, as she wishes to now continue her career moving forward, having been able to close this chapter. A departure. all that stuff. And then the apparently. Yeah. So barely for TLDR, Fluffy has shown a lot against Akate, uh, showing that he has signs of favoritism, manipulation, guilt tripping, all that other stuff. And then hours later, Akate himself had responded, showing this document. Akate Ryoki, or Kata Ryoki, writing a response documentations for the allegations that has been presented on the recently released expose by Exile and Fluffy Jam in hopes to clear any misunderstandings and possibly altered but mostly a different perspective in viewing a situation or events as stated in the documentation. Remember, the disclaimers. Now, this one is so interesting. The disclaimers are shown. This presents an uncensored, uncropped, full conversation in a series of screenshots between Akate and Fluffy. It responds the series of allegations such as minor grooming, guilt tripping, and stuff. Advice to also suggests assumptions and thought process of no context and all that stuff. This one's ironic though, saying that it advised such opinions to be constructive criticism rather than the intention to limit a person's potential. Akate, weren't you the one trying to limit Fluffy's potential by forcing that 1 month trial? Weren't you the one trying to do that? Look where it got to now. Anyways, it was noted that there is some context missing from the original screenshot from the documentation, at which I backtracked the conversation to find the source of context. See the screenshots. I can't see it because it's so blurry. Here? There is a missing context between Yi I and Yuana under GenZ.net, suggesting that assumption is as but okay. Let's look at it again. It's the same. What's the difference there? This one follows details after the alleged screenshots of the expose documentation on page 6, detailing the conversation on waiting for her decision, group cuts, future plans, and what I would call a light-hearted conversation, as seen from the from the previous screenshot. I've read it before. Yeah, body would merge in space. My money. There is no attempt at grooming, but a discussion about an ongoing issue that was shared by Fluffy Jam, at which I responded in a playful manner. Details of the discussion as an issue where I look for a loophole, all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, there's a problem already. There's a problem already. Disclaimer: this document changing presents an uncensored, uncropped, and full conversation. Okay. Okay. Yep, I see the problem. You don't need to censor this though. It's already shown on the bottom side anyway. You didn't even try to censor it properly. That's a shame. You said uncensored, but what is this? What is this? If you're gonna say uncensored, fully uncensored, I don't think you specified, but still, at least try to say that there will be some parts that are sensitive enough to be censored. But without that, aside from that, I'm not sure what you're trying to deal with here. All that stuff. Mm. And then addresses these allegations regarding Akate, where make sure understands media open source the public domain. Even though, okay, give me a minute. The idea here is that to make sure Fluffy Gem understands that the game makes an action that she used during it's made it opens. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way, but okay. Conversation. Hmm. The attention. Okay, here you go. Kind of similar. Okay, the screenshot I've stated. Mm. All that stuff. Trying to say that Fluffy isn't allowed to caption. That's hard to implement because everyone puts captions. Well, not everyone, but like mostly everyone does it for the sake of accessibility and deaf people, and if they can't understand you, all that stuff. Well, flattened is literally just an inside joke to her community, and that's literally it. Those two cannot compare. Flattened joke and captions cannot be compared. So that's about it. Stage this for. And then that stuff. Mm. A lot of problems shown so far. It's basically a lot in a lot of conversation so far. Okay, let's read this again. All the way from here. Okay, that's just petty. What about other VTubers to find my fault? I apologize. Sorry for being unprofessional. Like I said, well, yeah, but inform you of what my same as I did. She needs to ask. That's about it. Fluffy was trying to tell Akate about permissions and all that stuff. Akate is saying like being petty, trying to set an example. And then Fluffy gave up. She's trying to make things clear. He's placed as Akata has made placed a small limit. Originality. You're done seriously. And I sense this. But I honestly don't feel that person though. Your answer is not wrong, but to start you are wrong. She's hurt, I know. It makes you sound you demand it. No, I apologize. No, I don't demand. Don't be so controlling. I am not you are not controlling. I'm being shy because she looked up and called. Can we avoid it? It's not about pleasing you. Flipping day and night. This is a gray area for some, but I think I'm on Fluffy's side on this one. As I got it's a little. Mm. And then talking about this matter past controversy regarding Habako Gensu not requesting for consent. This is Habako has approached Alia about it. Mm. A little bit of concern is the cropping, the seam. What else? Pixel quality per se. Yeah, they all look similar to you, don't you think, guys? Mm. Those two look very similar to you, huh? Look at Katates, look at Gensu's. The problem with uh, Gensu's side of the screenshot within Alia and Gensu is that this one they're cropped, so it's much harder to identify. So for this one, take it with a grain of salt, as there's no confirmation that it could be someone else. It could be them, whatever. But yeah, here's the conversation between Gensu and Alia regarding my VT family photo. There's a TOS provided. Which, wait a minute. It's a little odd. Anyways, the following screenshot is the it's presented. According to the conversations, Ali mentioned that streaming of the photo does not consider commercial use back, but the thought process of the TOS focusing on the printing of the family photo was also forwarded to me for further checking and approval, at which I have approved with the condition of Habako Gensu abiding to what the TOS has stated. I feel like the biggest problem is that you forgot to contact the other organizer, which is Val, who has at least assisted enough to edit the photo, and, and a second opinion also helps out, because looks where that's gotten you with that controversy. But yeah, you should have contacted Val. Though I doubt that Val will respond back with a positive one, considering that I know at least 1,000 VTubers. One does not consent to it, one cannot consent to it, all that stuff. After the stream is done, as practice agreement between the community, it has been done between him and Fluffy, as presented in the screenshots below. Well, only looked at one side, either by law or by moral. Okay, I'm gonna stop him right there. Regardless of those, it's you should be aware that you do not make a smash or pass stream if there's a minor involved. It should be common sense now. Hello, please. Either by law but moral because Jen and Alia sided with the law side of things, which is TOS and public property rights. And then moral side, IP consent rights are not moral things. They're still under by law. They are still under my law, in the sense that some of okay. One example of someone having their IP protected is I I don't want to mention, but I know they have thought about it before. But yeah, one of them had their intellectual property protected, and for good reason. So that's about it. They're trying to separate moral facts and lawful facts by putting IP and consent rights under moral, which is which is not true. It still falls under lawful, so long as the person has input the copyright properly or stated otherwise that they can use it however they like. It does not work that way. I'm pushing the lawful facts because all I hear is siding towards morally, so I'm pushing that fact in. You said they are more to disagree. Why am I not siding with them and still with Ali and Jen? It's because they are my clients, they are my talents. If I don't believe in them, who else closer will? You should say between, but it's your opinion. I have no right to judge. You gave me an opinion, I respect that. And mm, this part showing. Based on the conversation above, both of us explained and attempting to send our messages across. However, I believe that none of our messages were conveyed how we wanted to. Therefore, both of us ended in an argument, resulting in me challenging her, and then all that stuff, resulting in her request of deliveries the following day. Mm. Yeah, it's hasty decision by me. But the decision to terminate was the lifted. I have no comments on this, but I believe mostly opinion from this is part of the documentation preview section. That's not. At least he has admitted to one thing. He has not stated a 1 month prior notice before leaving the group. Well, Akate convinced himself that he has included in the letter of agreement. And here's this. And then the allegations. The identity of Gen Z was initially myself until the early month of February, where Gen Z participated in an AGC event for the first time. Well, I am unable to reveal who she is because it is doxing unless she allows it. I am able to show the initial design of Gensu before the mental has passed into the current talent. This was used all the way from October to January. The screenshots is shown about the Gensu's identity, at which Fluffy requests a real life picture from me, which he has declined as it breaches talent stress. Also, be the callous of her suspicions. Next is our okay. Here's this. This is our discuss. Then here it says, expected some might be surprised, yes, won't do something crazy. Not everything must be talked about. I didn't talk about everything. You know, my boy got taken to the rest of the house. I wonder who said so, however. Smelling Kaisa in the person. I think that Gerja yet dependent on parents' money. Did a mistaken oversight. Sorry, no more. That incident, no. They mess up, I give you a chance. They think their life is ruined. Learn from it. All you do, she do one thing. She used the poor victim. Can you pity her? Sound pathetic. Now you pity her. Why can I not pity someone? Of course you can. It took you one day to finally figure it out. Undoxing part, yes. Shit. So I thought since I have the gifts to play, any talents or future talents can use a Steam account to play games that you may not have. I did not know that there is a Steam family sharing account. Pasting the picture of Habakujense's Steam profile is not a great idea. Which I should have put the group logo instead. Here's the context. This context is shown already. Case and tactics allegations. She does not mean to accuse, but rather just her perspective on it. I would also like to insert perspective in hopes to clear any misunderstandings. Based on my perspective as a group, the main gist of operation is to work together to some form of control and the ability for both the talent and the group to gain simultaneously. Case 1 shows me setting up a situation for Fluffy on in my perspective. Same things is he is doing the same thing. It can be frustrating. It's infuriating. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Case 2 refers to me betting Fluffy Timon debut solo in the segments, which I referred another talent who has a higher status, not dare to ask of the not use of lightning joke. Using the term betting is definitely a mistake, and I apologize for that. Copyright issue. Case 3 refers to my revelation about her identity. I don't see any terms of manipulations here. Let me look again in case 3. Hmm. Okay. Wait, that's case 3. Case 4 is source of suspicion. Case 5. Yep. Case 6. That's public. Yes, this is true. Case 7 first to meet reassuring capable of group. That girl shows customer addition shows. Yes, I do. It's case 8. For enduring. Let me look again. Let me look again real quick. It looks almost the same here. Case 10 is just mistakes and events that haven't been in the Discord server. I just well, okay. Case 10. I won't even have to while being charged with handling groups and events. Fear mongering, please do not commit course. Okay. Guilt tripping, it first to me. To me, if the action. Okay. Okay. If the action is wrong. Okay. Okay. Gaslighting refers to me gaining control of a conversation to make Fluffy Jen feel bad. The Judogency is not gaslighting as well. Subtitle race again, causing distrust not against blood. Okay. I hope both sides not lead to one. I hope that's the information is vocal. If there are any questions that people ask, please direct me this. Both sides not cause issues for the end here. Directly message. Main problems with this one. Main problems. That feels terrible to say, don't you think? Mm, this feels terrible. Now, my flaws with this one overall is that it barely shows anything other than doubling down, giving his perspective, all that stuff, and then solidifying more on what Fluffy has tried to point out against you, and then adding this part, which already ended up causing some concerns, which can lead to a lot more. Now, wait, what's going on? Now let's look at this one and see what's going on. Now, the response to this has been quite terrible for Akate because you decide to look at the doc himself and then check the problems here. You really thought you could. What you didn't realize is that you're supposed to be a talent manager that de-escalates situations without being biased towards and any talents, and you failed miserably. The language you use is 100% manipulative and unacceptable by any standards. And then shows this screenshot. Seriously, what kind of talent manager are you that you literally downplay your talents, issues, and reinforce their insecurities? It sounds like you took way more offense than Fluffy's words as it was directed towards you instead of Gensu. Unless you really just Gensu lemons, to which I'll doubt you'll ever admit, even if it were true. The sentences and messages and questions, by the way, really offensive and bone rattling slash s. And while I'm on this matter, I'm gonna bring out some other stuff that I find weird as well, but could be a very big coincidence. Alia Nabalu, someone whose entire thing is about supporting other VTubers, somehow unaware of the massive flood of Smash Bastion done by various VTubers, and claims she only knows it from a Markiplier video sent to her by someone else when she's on Sockmed, RTing it all the time. A little bit of a coincidence here, don't you think? Oh yeah, you are free to express your opinion about this matter. I'm not gonna lie. You are free to chat your opinion about this situation right now. Uh, you, yeah, you have the right to do so. I won't stop you. Just don't contact the talents involved. All it takes is one search anywhere to see this trend. Until today, there are still VTubers participating on Twitter asking people to drop their PNGs to consent for this. I don't see how the screenshot did anything even raise even more questions about you, Gensu, and Alia. Example being, yeah. Not to mention the similar texting patterns. I'm also wondering why the screenshot from Gensu and Akate have the exact same width in pixels, added with the unnecessary top and bottom cropping from Gensu, which seems awfully convenient. Could be a coincidence, of course. Just putting it out there that it is very unlikely that two different phones would have the exact screenshot size due to variations in screen resolutions, aspect ratios, and display technologies between different devices, unless they both have the exact same phone. So here's my sense, and then here's this. There's a quote retweet from Luz himself, and then explained that screenshot was provided by Alia towards Jinsu, which is kind of concerning. And then how does someone know and not know at the same time? Shown by you guys noticed there's a little bit of an oddity here. Last year during December, at least December of 2022, Alia quote tweeted Kurisu's Smasher Pass and is aware of it, but last year of December, Alia has said that she know it from the Markiplier video, which is kind of concerning. How are you able to say this, but say that you only know it from the Markiplier video from December? Hmm. But yeah, I think that's as much as I can see right now, because there's so much to witness. I'm pretty sure, and regarding everything, I am my deepest sorrows goes out to Fluffy for dealing with this whole scenario, and I hope that she's okay and all that stuff. Now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it. Like, what do you guys think about what's going on within Gen Z.net? I want to hear your input. So yeah, that's as much as I can say. I'm not sure if you can understand me properly. I'm trying my best to relay what's going on. And before anyone comes after me, just I may have broken one of Fluffy's things a little beforehand by contacting her, but uh, only to ask if it's okay for me to do this stream. She said that it's our decision. Then I continue to talk. She said if I'm ready to bear the consequences of doing this, I'm ready. I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to spread this around so that more people know. And that's about it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Like, what do you think about Fluffy, Agate, the people involved? What do you think about them? I want to know your input. Me personally, I think that Fluffy is the sweetest talent out there that has to deal with others, and it's kind of unfortunate, but yeah. And then there's Agate, based by the documents alone. He looks kind of manipulative. I'm sorry. I met Agate though beforehand. I known him before, but that doesn't mean I can't be disappointed with how he treated others. I was speechless when I saw the evidence and everything, and I was angry. I was angry at him. And then about Alia and Denzel, they are an oddity for me because mm, yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about them. Alia is not gonna be idolized forever, as I know some people do have their problems with Alia. I have at least witnessed it at least witnessed it beforehand, as it was apparently there was a lot of problems. I will not mention all of them, but I do know that at least one of them, she was a bit annoying for others with the way of how she's trying to communicate with some of the other VTubers. I won't mention who and who, but yeah, That's as much as I can say. So, um, but yeah, that's as much as I can say. As I've said what I've said. I'll keep it archived for the sake of. I'll keep it highlighted and archived, uploaded on YouTube for the sake of spreading this around. And I hope you guys can keep spreading around Fluffy's documents as it is pretty damning with the way it's done. Please support Fluffy. What is their Twitter? What's their... Please support Fluffy. Give her space, but give her your best support. Let her know that it's okay. All that stuff. Yeah. With that in mind, I shall end it here. As I've said my piece, I've said everything. My thoughts about this. I'm disappointed with Akate, and I'm disgusted. I do not, and I will announce this right here and now. Starting forward, I do not wish to be in contact or be involved with Akate Ryuki or within the entirety of GenZ.net or Alia or Gensu ever again coming forward. I will be blocking each and every one of those people, and I will be avoiding them for the for foreseeable future, as I am disgusted with Akate, with his actions, his responses and everything. I am still disgusted with Gensu and Alia for that Smash or Fast fiasco, and seeing that part solidified it further for me. So I will be blocking each and every one of them. I'll also be blocking GenZ.net as I do not wish to be involved with them. Which has, assuming I've been involved with them to begin with, but whatever. I won't be involved with anyone in GenZ.net as I do not wish to be as I do not wish to see them to me ever again. And if to any of anyone who's still friends with anyone under Gen Z, please do not contact me about Gen Z, as I do not want to be involved with it too. And yeah, don't try to change my mind. If you block me if you want, uh, soft block me, unfollow me, whatever. But I will stand by my point and I will keep it as it is. So please do not contact me any further unless you have something to say, genuinely. And that's all from me. Your, I swear, this is a lot of situations I've been through this, this past few months. I have to keep dealing with them, huh? I'm hoping there's not another one going on real soon. But yeah, okay, that's unnecessary. But still, please support Fluffy. I do not wish to be involved with Akate, Genzi, Gensu, Alia, for the foreseeable future. Uh, anyone who's friends with anyone related to Gen Z, please do not contact me about either, or at least relate to anyone who's friends with Akate, Alia, Gen Z, anyone within Gen Z, Gensu. Please do not contact me about them. Please do not tell me about them. I do not wish to know more about them anymore, especially after what's going on. And I hope you respect that part of that. But yeah, that's all for me. I should redirect you to someone that will ease your mind a little. Let's focus. Let's shift away from the seriousness, as I have now finished my statement. Everything, I'll lead you to someone else. I'll then entertain you. Unless if you just want me to end it right here, not raid someone, that's it. Just straight up stop streaming with no alert, that's it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, now that I think about it, you know what? I'll just not rate someone. I'll leave it as it is here, cause it was meant to be serious anyway. I wouldn't want the atmosphere to be shifted too suddenly. So to respect that, I will be leaving it as is. I've said my piece. If you want to re-listen, please go ahead. Please listen properly. Please look at both documents. And if you want to if you want to support someone, please support Fluffy, as I have shown her Twitch. I'll be showing her Twitter as well for anything. Fluffy. Please do wish Fluffy well. And with all that, I send you guys my one goodbye. I am exhausted seeing this, especially when I have inner connections with it. But yeah, I'll see you guys with something non-serious. Hopefully, I don't want to keep doing this forever, you know. But yeah, see you guys.